We'll do a little carving with you guys. Carving live right now. Probably might be seeing this later though. We'll try to upload it for everybody. Hope you guys are having a great day. July 3rd. Drinking a Capri Sun. What to do, what to do. You guys having a great day? Oh, I gotta get this big log done and out of here. I don't know what yet. I gotta do something. Need to get this thing out of the tent. That's for sure. Oh, let's see here. Thought I'd tag up a couple of my favorites. I gotta get some new merch made up here soon. Right. Hey Nigel, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good one. Get my live chat rolling here. Getting ready to do a little carving for you guys. I don't know if you guys see my video shorts, but I recently picked up this MS-180C. Cheap. Cool. Oh, I don't know if you guys see it. Cool, 75 bucks. Came with a 16-inch bar. I put a 14-inch bar on it. Just wanted something a little shorter, something else I can carve with. It's that easy start. That's a little different to get used to. You just kind of... That's it. Of course, you got to turn it on. You got to choke it, you know. Not a bad little saw though for $75 off a garage sale site. Put up a couple video shorts though. We're gonna go through and do some simple fixes if it's not running right, and then did a video on how to clean the carburetor. So those are in editing. I don't know if I'll have one up tomorrow because it's 4th of July. So I mean, if I get something done tonight, maybe we'll have that first video tomorrow, and then you know it'll just be throughout the week probably. Not easy start. Run the 180 with a 14-inch bar, and we're going to run the 170 with a 12-inch Canon dime tip bar. We'll see how many people on here actually like the noise. Maybe we'll switch to gas or battery in a little bit. I don't know what the heck I'm going to carve. I'm going to carve something out of this chunk. This funky chunky over here. Hopefully this camera doesn't fall. If you guys are here hanging out though, be sure to give me a like. Give me a follow if you haven't already. Leave me a comment, chat, come back, we'll answer questions. Whatever, all right? Whatever. Whatever you want to do. I think I lost viewers already. I cleaned the carb on this saw. I ripped one of the seals and I didn't order up a new one. I think that's why this saw keeps stalling out on me. Having a ripped seal in the carburetor doesn't help. Oh, working on something. Working on something. Hope you guys are having a great day. Everybody have work today? You guys get today off and tomorrow. I'm sure in a couple more cuts, if this saw will stay running, you guys will know what I'm working on. Confident. With a couple more cuts, you guys will know what I'm working on. Today and tomorrow, nice. Hey, Ray. Oh, yeah. Hi, Barry. I didn't say hi. Commenting back, but I didn't say hi. Sorry. Give me just a couple more minutes here, and I think you guys will know what's up. I think you'll know what's up in this carving. It'll make sense after a couple more cuts. Couple more cuts. Oh, where's my mask? So if you guys are going to carve in a tent like this, you need to have ventilation, especially if you're running gas. So I got a part of the tent over here down, so I'm bringing in fresh air. This fan blows across while there's a fan in the front blowing out, the bigger fan. So at some point I'll put a bigger fan back there. I got to buy one. But this sucks most of the exhaust fumes right out instantly. I'm live on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube. Hey. I don't know if you guys heard that. A bug flew in the boy's eye. Little itty bitty, teeny weeny, tiny little black fly in there. Told me I had to go get a Q-tip so I can get it out. You guys see what's going on yet? I don't know if you guys can see it yet. Definitely. Give me 1 second, guys. Hey.
No, it's...
Hey. Chill, man. Jacob, chill. That's it. That's it. Little itty bitty tiny thing, isn't it?
But just once in your eye.
I know. Hey, you're talking to a guy who gets sawdust in his eye all the time. I know. You guys are working it out. We're getting there. There's a very slight clue way in the background of my tent. There's a clue in the background of the tent as to what it is. I know at a different angle it'll totally make sense. So I'm trying to work it slowly just to be a pain in your butt. Hey, thanks for the likes, guys. Appreciate those of you following along, trying to figure out what I'm working on. There's a clue in the background of the tent as to what I'm carving. It's not an exact, though. There's a clue. If you're here though, hanging out, you guys are watching, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Even if you're on your TV and you have your remote, you can always hit the up button. It'll pop up a little box above. You hit up again, it should highlight in white. Hit over to the right, you can hit that thumbs up and hit OK or whatever it is on your remote, and you're able to give the video a thumbs up if you're logged into your YouTube account. At least that's how mine works. I know some of you are, but who of you are learning to carve? Might be. Who of you are learning to carve, are gonna carve, or already do chainsaw carve? How many of you guys do? Yes, one's good enough. I have a question for you. Learning this today. Probably should have learned it a long time ago. Some people will laugh, some people call me dumb. Any of you guys wash your chaps before you ward them? Before you even put them on? Anybody wash their chaps first? New thing that, because I don't read directions. So you should wash your chaps. Buy brand new chap. When you buy brand new chaps, you should wash them. And the reason is in packing and in processing, your chaps are flat and the fibers are all flat and kind of tucked together. And when you wash them, fibers get puffy, and this will help against cutting through if your chainsaw hits your chaps. So wash your chaps at least once, guys. Chuck them in the washing machine. Or go to the local laundromat and wash them there. So oil and grease is somebody else's problem. Yeah, I was talking to somebody that knows these things. I'm not going to give a ton of info, but somebody that knows these things. And he said, yeah, man, when you buy new chaps, for the best protection and quality, you should wash them before you wear them. And obviously, guys, if you get a nick of any kind, a nick that goes through and reveals any of the white material, you got to get a new pair. Otherwise, there's a chance that they're not going to protect you if you cut yourself. Just a fun little tip I learned today, so I thought I'd share with you guys. Because I've never washed my chaps. But if I put them in the wash now, my wife's going to kill me. Also, don't just take my word on it, all right? Look it up first, okay? Go to like steelusa.com and then start looking at the chaps and just see what they say. Yeah, some of them are not cheap. Now that's, at least from what I understand, that's with steel chaps. So if you have a different brand, it's not steel. Again, just look it up. You know what I mean? Confirm it yourself. Jump on the old Google machine and just confirm it. I don't want anybody ruining their stuff, but I had a pretty good source. We were chatting about it today, and that's what they were talking about. So. If you guys are here, you're watching, you're just joining, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, ask questions, try to help you guys out the best that I can. Right now we're running the 220 quarter pitch. We're running a 12-inch bar. 12-inch bar? 14-inch bar, 43 gauge chain, all right? Trying to think here. Hurts to think. Hey, what's going on? Yeah, I know, John. What's going on, Dad? I know, John. Bob Ross. He'll be back. He'll be back. My daughter graduated this year. We had a graduation party over the weekend, and it's just been crazy last few weeks. So hopefully, I got a show coming up in 2 weeks. I really got to get stock for. So hopefully, in a couple weeks, I will have a chance. And I'm gonna try to bang out like a bunch of Bob Ross videos, so that I can just like maybe put them out once every few weeks or maybe once a month. So hopefully, if I can, take a few days and just make a bunch, or a week and make a bunch of them, I can put them out for the rest of the year into next year or something like that. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out. It was fun. Doing those are fun. That's for sure. Big kickback there. That was fun. I don't know if y'all caught that or not. Good times. So I've had people say, like, see me outdoors. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you found it too. Be sure to give me a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. So if you guys see, we're working the saw back and forth here. Right? You see me kind of doing one of these as if I got a hand saw and we're cutting. I'm making that motion because as I come down, I'm slowly curving my cut. If you try to do it all in one, you're going to pinch the bar, usually throw the chain, and you can't make the cut. But if you pop through, move down, shallow cut, pop through, move down, shallow cut, and work it, you can start, right? It doesn't have to go through every time. You get a little bit of a curve, you go back, and you just keep recutting, and you slowly make the kerf a little bit wider with the teeth, and then you're able to get through and pop out that material. So you guys can see that line right there. That's the curve, and it really does. It goes, arcs right around for working the saw like that. You guys can kind of see it a little bit there. This is not a dime tip bar. This is just your regular roll nose, 12-inch, 3/4, or not 3/4, 43 gauge, quarter pitch. I've had people say before they block out with their dime tip bar. You don't block do dime tip bar. Your dime tip bar is for detail work, furring, things like that, all right? So you guys should be using a roll nose for blocking, unless you want to wear your bars out sooner. Put some of my glove here a little bit. Oh, this is a different angle for me carving this up, so it's trying to look at the features without actually having any pictures pinned up, and just trying to recall from memory like the pose and what it is that I'm carving. But no, I still haven't set it. We've had some guesses though. And I mean, I'm not even saying they're bad guesses, you know what I mean? Big old knot in there. I don't like that. Big old knot. Pieces falling off because of the knot. So I don't know if you guys know, I don't know if you guys know, but I have merch, and I think there's a tab on here for shirts and hoodies, coffee cup, if you guys are interested. I got to work on some other designs. Right now it's just the basic Kaha woodworker deal. You guys buy merch, it helps support the channel. I do appreciate it. I got to get some time though and drop some fresh designs though for everybody. Nigel's missus says it's a horse. I know, but if I bring it too close, then I'm hitting sawdust and oil on it. So, John, in a lot of my beginner tutorials and the beginner tutorial playlist, which is all super beginner stuff, in a lot of those videos I discuss how to, or I go over how to feel the cut so you're not making overcuts. And if you follow the process and which way you make cuts, like when you're doing bears, I mean, I still get overcuts, but coming in and shaping the front of the bear face and then coming in down the nose slow and popping through to the line. It's taking your time and just getting used to it. Speed comes with time, right? You're not jumping in this for speed, you're jumping in it for practice and getting things down consistently. Well, I mean, if your 140 comes with a 10-inch bar that's stock, I mean, I don't really plunge cut with my dime tip bar, but if it's a regular bar, like this is a regular 12-inch bar, right? Like if it's a regular bar that's got a sprocket, you can plunge cut with that. Obviously, you want to be careful as you plunge cut, you know. As you plunge cut, you're trying to come in usually with a lower portion of the bar and then work it into the piece. Working it into the piece as you go. And you have to be prepared though for kickback. Like when we're plunge cutting, kickback is a number one thing that's like gonna happen, and it happens out of nowhere. Yeah, it could totally bounce back. Staying on the gas or on the throttle through the cut is seems to work best, because if you let off and let that chain slow down while you're in there, it's almost definitely going to kick back at you. And you know, kickback's just one of those things where it happens. It happens, right? Things just happen. So you kind of, you know, you carve and anticipate it, and when it doesn't happen, you go woohoo. And when it does happen, you're like, hey, I was ready for it, right? So is it a dime tip 8-inch bar is beginning to burn? Well, if it's beginning to burn, you might have your chain too tight, and is your oiler oiling? So if it's a gas saw, you should be going through a tank of oil per tank of gas, roughly. You go through a tank of gas per tank of oil, you know what I mean? I mean, this Canon bar, I have all the bars I've had for years, a few years. This is my first 43 gauge dime tip, 12-inch, runs 43 gauge quarter pitch chain, right? I've had this for several years. We're just losing paint on the nose. That's how loose I keep it though. I can fit a number 2 pencil in the lower portion of the teeth. Should be a little bit tighter probably, but it's where I start. And there are certain circumstances where I'll tighten it up just a little, but if that bar, if you're running that chain on that hard nose dime tip bar, you're gonna burn your bar out. There's no sprocket, so you get a lot of friction. It's gonna get hot. All right, well, check and make sure your machine's oiling. You know, you go through a tank of gas, did you go through a tank of oil? A couple times I have pulled side cover off nuts, side cover, chain bar, started my saw, just let it idle, give it a couple whops, and see if it's pumping oil out. Is that the best way to check? I don't know, but that's what I'll do once in a while, just to make sure it's oiling well if I feel like my bars are getting too hot. If it's not pumping out, then you got something going on. Maybe your filter's clogged, you need to put a new filter in there. Maybe your oiler isn't working. Yeah, so you're blocking with a dime tip bar, Ray? If you're blocking with a dime tip bar, you're heating it up way too much. I'm not trying to be a jerk. If you're blocking with a dime tip bar, don't block with a dime tip bar. Detail work only. Detail work only. Like this is not, or this one is, I'm sorry. This is my dime tip bar. Questions are good, guys. I don't want people to walk away feeling dumb. Like that's not my goal. All right? So, dime tip bar, hard nose, no sprocket. Detail work only. If I'm doing a plunge cut, it's a short little cut. It's not to remove like big pieces or anything. Maybe just a little piece to add shape. Making minor adjustments in detail work with this. Cutting pieces off, making minor adjustments, and as far as I can with detail work, right? And then this comes through and cleans it up. So hopefully that'll help you out a little bit. You got questions, buddy, just keep asking. That's all right. That's all right. You get a lot of friction. So when you're plunge cutting and you're using your dime tip bar with no sprocket, think about it. You're pushing that chain in, it's cutting, so it's pressing the chain back onto the bar as the saw is forcing it over, and there's no sprocket to kind of help alleviate the stress and guide the chain over. So now you're getting even more friction here than you would if you had a sprocket in there. Plus oiling system, right? Make sure your oiling system's going. Now you can totally heat these up. A sprocket knows. These will totally heat up fast. Plunge cutting, doing a lot of plunge cuts, but it's just how you get after it, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I use. The Roll-O-Matic E, you know, steel mini bars. That's, you know, that's what I'm blocking with usually. Yeah, that's all I fur with. Unless I'm going to use power tools to do it. Let me get going on this because I got to do some hair on here. All right. And doing hair on this is done the same way as furring. It's different. Like when you're furring, you're using the side. You're using one side or the other to fur. So you're furring and scraping down the piece. You scrape. So you're only using one side, and then you're flipping it, right, to do a different angle. You're using one side. Because furring is just like you're kind of kissing the wood, but this is also a good opportunity for that saw to kick back. You hit knots, you hit things that saw might. So you gotta, you know, be ready for it. It's muggy, muggy, muggy out here today. We're on a roll with questions. If you guys have questions, just ask. We're answering them as far as chainsaw carving. Appreciate everybody being here. If you're just popping in, you've been here for a few minutes, be sure to give the live feed a like. Give me a thumbs up. Feel free to comment, ask questions. If you're not already, be sure to hit subscribe to the channel. All right, guys? Hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all. Make sure YouTube notifications are on so you guys don't miss future uploads. We got some MS-180 videos coming up hopefully later this week. We'll be working on carburetors and things like that and answering chainsaw carving questions today and just hanging out with you guys. And yeah, Ray, like I said, I'll come back to, hopefully I'll show you that on here in a few minutes. Oh, we dive into that fern there, Ray. Yeah. My head's out of the way. A lot of times it's over here. The saw's gonna come back. Hit that hand. But yeah, that's close calls. It happens. I don't know if you guys saw the horse head carving video. I had the chain come off the 441 Magnum and smacked me right in the junk. Could have been bad. Could have been bad. So I know it's going to be tough to see because, like I said, I really can't bring the camera in close when I'm live. I got to figure out how to put GoPros on live so like I can have them right on me. But when you're coming in to do fur, basically your saw is sideways, straight on, right? You get square cuts sideways, and you're using that lower portion of the nose to make a scraping motion down in. This is still not the dime tip bar, right? But we could switch over to that. It's still the same process. Well, that's gonna mess my whole piece up. Big old crack and rot right in there. Alright, see if we can work with it. Alright, so that's a plunge cut. I'm going in with a dime tip bar, but I'm not like, doing a ton of it. Hollow it out. So we got some different viewers on here. Thank you for the thumbs up. Anybody just tuning in, be sure to give me a thumbs up and hit subscribe. All right, guys. Also, check out the merch bar. I don't know if it's right in the video, but it'll be down in the description. It can definitely kick back, right? Dime tip, like a 10 cents, a dime, D-I-M-E, dime tip bar for detail. And I'm not busting new chops. Trying to get better at, not trying to call you out either on YouTube, sorry man. Trying to get better at making sure I'm giving proper, a lot of people will call these blades These are bars, your chain, your links, your drive links, your, you know what I mean? Like, I'm working on all that so everyone else is getting better lingo as well. And you're welcome. I don't, you know, it just crossed my mind just in our conversation. Like, also, I don't think I know it all. You know what I mean? I really don't. As soon as you think you know it all, like, you've closed your mind to new ideas and things that you really didn't know. So, same thing with you guys. If you're learning anything, right? Don't ever think you've topped out and that's it. There should always be something new to learn as far as like this kind of stuff. New tools, new techniques, right? I try to, because you know what? Like, carving's an escape. And the world we live in is just crazy sometimes. And we all need to be able to have an escape. And so some people have the guts, the want, the need, the ability, and they just don't think they do, to jump in and do something like this. And so, you know, I didn't understudy. I didn't work with anybody. I didn't train with anybody. It's all just been trial and error, and it still is today. I learned some new techniques and new design ideas from a carver who's been doing it a couple years. I've been carving since 2015. His work, I think, has surpassed mine. He's just really good at it, and I love having conversations with him. And he's just an amazing artist, right? I believe he's only been chainsaw carving wood for a few years now. He's got a very successful business, and his stuff is top notch. You know, I look at my YouTube channel, right? Like, just hitting 17,000 subscribers. We're just over that. That is awesome. Really happy with it. I see other channels carving that are double, triple that, and they actually started after me. And that, you know, that's all right. I'd love this channel to get big where I could rely on this as like a real income. Right now, it's not so much that. But that's why I do reviews for other companies. That's why I promote my merch. That's why there's commercials on tutorial videos, right? That's why you guys have all that stuff, because a lot of work goes into it. But I do these things because, all in all, the videos and everything, right, just help you guys cultivate your artisticness and, you know, try to help you get better. But a lot of it's just practice and, you know, trying different things, but being as safe as you can. Yeah, everybody specializes in something different. Absolutely. And specializing in something different also a lot of times entails different techniques to achieve that different piece. This is where it's difficult, right? I think you guys have figured out what we're carving, right? Horse head. A little bit more of an artsy piece, I guess. And do some clean up cuts on here a little bit. Hair, not fur. Yeah, let's give away half. It's up. Details, right? Details, details. You guys choose to go with the Pro Series battery saws, right? You're looking at the AP line. If you can swing it, get those AP 300SS. They don't overheat as bad as the straight 300 batteries. Just working on cleaning up the lower section before I get into really detailing the face here. It's probably going to be a bad idea. Some of that weight over the jaw horse if I can. Good and sturdy. Wrong saw. Wrong saw. She's starting to sell. Yeah, that happens. You want to sell and you have very beginner looking work, just keep your prices cheap. Make enough money to upgrade your saws, buy equipment, do that kind of stuff, right? Big prices, high dollar items. A lot of sales comes with practice and time, and you know what I mean? It's almost like you got to put your time in order to get to that point. Little tip for you guys, cleaning up the bottom of your carving down here, like your bare feet would be or whatever your platform's going to be, getting rid of your overcuts, cleaning it up at least with the chainsaw, will improve the look of your overall piece. It looks a little more professional, right? You took the time to clean that up, even sand it if you really want to. Not a full 100 clean, but sawdust in my mouth. We got all those lines that were overcuts from cutting down taken care of, right? Now I got this nice clean, much cleaner looking base for your piece to sit on. Yeah, batteries aren't cheap. They're not. So we blocked this piece out. I'm still on that same battery. The battery in the dime tip bar is actually dead, but I carved and I detailed all those pieces with a battery that just died the other day, and I forgot to put it on the charge. So we just did a lot of detail work with the dime tip bar, and now it's dead. I mean, once you get your cuts down, right? Speed comes with time, time and speed come with practice. Once you get to that point, you get a little bit quicker with your cuts, you know right what you're gonna do. You get more out of your battery. Yeah, having two batteries is the way to go. It's like if you're gonna get a battery saw, I highly recommend two batteries. I know it's a lot of upfront cost, but it's almost best to have two batteries per battery saw. You know, so like I got 4 batteries. I have 3 saws, but ultimately I'm not running 3 saws at a time. I'm only running 2 at a time. So 2 batteries per saw. One of those batteries is an MSA 160, which they don't even make anymore. So I really need to get another 300 AL 300S or AP 300S, because these 300s last. I mean, I can get a half hour out of a battery usually, easily. But like I said, this guy's had it. I was working with this one the other day. Oh, we got a little juice. It was flashing a second ago. Nah, get used to running your saw. Take your time. You'll get faster with it. You'll get more precise, more precision with your saw over time. The power tools are for cleanup and very, very fine detail work. The more practice you get with your saw, like cutting out these ears and doing which will become the eyes, right? Kind of cut this in. I could have sanded all that away, but man, this thing would take me hours. Yeah, 3/8 electric saw. I've never used actual corded electric saws. I tried out one from Harbor Freight a while back, and I didn't like that thing. It was awful. That thing was awful. Awful. Getting more confident, safer to use as the dime tips come close. Yeah. So you start with what you can afford, and then you work your way up to nicer stuff. I see people go and get the 200C or 201, right? The T's, but you can get them in a C with a back handle instead of the top handle saw. That's like $1,000 saw off the bat, and it's not like a super overpowered saw. It's just a small saw for detailing. You can do whatever that's going to do. You can do with a 170, 180. The difference is the aerodynamics, or whatever the heck it is. It's the way that handle comes back. It's lighter. It's not a lot of stress, as much stress on your body, as much pounding and vibration. So, you kind of get what you pay for sometimes. You buy cheap, you deal with cheap stuff, But don't get me wrong, I've been there. I buy Harbor Freight tools still, and that's what I run. Love having cameras on my house. I get alerts on my watch. Let's see. Everything's getting more expensive, that is for sure. Filing. Yeah, I've done some filing videos. Quick filing videos to help you guys out. If you want to stay away from headaches with filing, just pay the upfront cost, bite the bullet, deal with it. Buy these right here. Buy the file for the saw, for the chain that it fits. Gray sharp chain every time. You don't have to worry about, I mean, you can still get a wrong angle, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And I've got some tutorials on how to use those. Yeah, those file things, man, those are the way to go. The way to go, in my opinion. Are carving, don't do like what I'm doing today. Don't just wing it. right? I'm just winging it. I don't have any horse head pictures up or anything. I did those 2 big horses, and I did the practice horse head there. And this one, these are the first horses that I've done in 5 years. So, I mean, practice is key to everything, right? And putting up pictures, like, you know, you're going to carve bears, right? You want to focus on bear faces and the anatomy and how the body and the arms and the legs are. Like, put up pictures of bears that can be in the pose or close to the pose that you want, like real life pictures of bears. Get them off the Google machine, print them out, put them on your iPad, your phone, whatever, and reference. Study your subject, right? Anybody who's in anything studies what it is that they're going to create. You know, look at a contractor. He's studying. A contractor is studying what kind of materials do I need? What is this thing going to look like? What is our shape, our dimensions? What do we need to complete the task? So you've got your saws, you've got your chaps, you've got your tools, but are you studying the subject, right? A lot of beginner bears are super blocky and square. Are real bears super blocky and square? They're not. So that's where you start. And then you start to learn how to round things over and start honing it in to get more of that realistic bear look, or a cartoony bear look. My bears change because, like, I haven't brought bear pictures out for what I want to achieve in a while, and so my bears have stayed fairly consistent to what they are. I start studying more, and then my style will change, and my bears will start to look different. Yeah, draw it out, get your profile, but then study a real picture to get in around your eyes and what that mouth and what that snout looks like and what those ears actually, you know, the ears standing up, are they close, are they to the side? Especially if you want to get realism. If you want to get cartoony, then look up cartoony bears, you know? But we got to study our subjects, whatever it is that you're going to try to reproduce, you know? Yeah. Yep. That's it. Oh, you guys ready? We'll mess this thing up. Hey, it's Cody. What's up, Kodiak? Kodiak Jack. Cody, right? Cody? CJ Styles, Cody? I'm thinking. Kodiak carving. All right, buddy, just double check. You know how YouTube is, you can see like 8,000 names and it's not the person you thought it was. This guy right here, CJ Styles, Cody. This guy can carve. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a shout out, man, for real. We get a lot of beginners and stuff on here. If you guys want to see some awesome work, look up Kodiak Carvings on Facebook, all right? Are you on Instagram too, man? I can't remember if we've chatted on Instagram. I know, man. Hopefully this summer we can. I'm hoping to get together this summer. No, not on Instagram. Get on Instagram, dude. You can connect Instagram to Facebook. Make one post that goes to both. So you guys got to look up Cody's work, though. But yeah, using toys, having reference can definitely help. Cody's got a whole nother style as far as reference goes. And you guys really look him up, Kodiak Carving. And if I got it wrong, he'll write his business name down there if it's not Kodiak Carving, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is, Kodiak Carving. Listen, man, your work inspires me when I see your stuff. I love it. Working on a horse head. That's what I'm working on, Cody. I don't need, tell these guys do references. I don't have any references up. Dust this thing off, give you guys a little look into what we got going on. Let me close that shop door. We'll see if we can quiet down that compressor. Compressor's loud for me. I don't know if it's loud for you guys, but as of right now, we are all chainsaw. All right, all chainsaw. So we still have to get in and detail where those eyes are. I'm gonna attempt to not screw it up. Yeah, I was gonna do dime tip bar. I think I'm gonna jump into power tools. Maybe I changed my mind. This is where we're at so far. I also kind of want to remove some material in the back of the head, maybe, so it doesn't hold so much moisture. Seen some of those really cool Art Deco-y pieces where they carve away a bunch of material on the back, sort of hollow it out, and have like pieces missing as it comes around. I think those pieces look really neat, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to achieve that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, you know? We'll see how it goes. John, you probably have. If you guys are on Beginner Chainsaw Carvers page, I believe, Cody's on there. Cody's on a lot of new beginner chainsaw carver pages as well. He shares his work on there. Great. Just like he said that I am, he is though too. He really is. He's a great resource. Because when thanks, John. When Cody posts, I know, man, I talk about you a lot. When he posts his in progress work and you can look at the carvings. Yeah, you did. It's all right, man. That was right. It's fitting for you. You can look at, so if you guys can look at Cody's work like on Facebook before he like fully details, but he's got everything sanded. My brain's able to calculate cuts, even though it's all sanded out before paint and major detail work goes in. But it's some cool stuff to see. You know what? I think I'm going to attempt to hollow out this back a little bit before I get into this face. So what happens is I'm like gung-ho, right? But then in my head, I can't calculate what those eyes are going to look like yet. So I'll work on another part of the carving while my brain is building what those eyes are going to do. Yeah, definitely. Painting and blending adds a whole nother layer of stuff. So sometimes you can see stuff just carved out that, you know, to change your perspective. Perspective really is, it's everything. Cody, I saw you went tag shopping the other day, huh? Nice little, what was it, green machine? You know, we never really talked about time, Cody, as far as your work goes, but I kind of figured it takes you really long. It's very detailed work, though, man. It really is. Very detailed work. Yeah, Cody, man, I'm almost thinking August. I got a show in a couple weeks, and I got like no stock. I got stores that I got to get stocked up. I'm almost thinking maybe August. You know, the hottest Hottest month of the year. Let's just sweat it all out, right? Cody. Cool. That's cool. Cody, question of the day. Did you wash your chaps before you wore them? Did you wash your chaps before you ever wore them? Bug just flew right on my face. Just hollowing out the head, making it a little lighter. Arbor Tech pants. So I was told from a pretty good source that at least with steel chaps should be washed before you use them to help fluff up the interior, right? The stuff that chokes your chain out if you cut yourself. So I've been telling everybody to Google the chaps that you wear and see if they say wash prior to use. So, because if I think about it, like I never washed mine. My chaps have always been just super flat, never fluffy, but I have a couple older pair that I got from someone else, and those are all fluffed up and fluffy, and that was from a safety class, a guy that had a safety class. So just kind of was getting me thinking. I was talking to somebody that's a pretty good source of that stuff. But well, look it up though. Look it up. Don't just go off my word. Look it up, read it for your own eyes before you share with everybody. I'm bringing it up in hopes that everyone else here watching today will look it up for themselves as well. You know, kind of get everybody thinking about it, thinking about safety and chaps and all that kind of stuff. Safety sandals. Yeah, safety sandals are great. You lose a couple toenails, maybe a toe once in a while. I can't recommend safety sandals. Even though if you watch some of my older videos, there's a good chance I've been in them. Oh, perfect. That'll be great. That'll be great. Thank you. Fantastic. And everybody will be like, that guy's a jerk. Don't listen to Kyle. Yeah, I was a conversation with a guy today, and he's talking about safety, and he does some safety training classes as far as chainsaws. And he brought it up, though, that steel chaps, when new, should be washed before you wear them. I don't know about any other brands, but I was like, really? So he was like, did you wash yours? I was like, no. Oh, I don't know. Name it, you guys. Name the horse. Name the horse. Or wait till we get the eyes on it, because think about some names. Wait till we get the eyes. We get it cleaned up, and you're going to actually see more, right? More detail, more personality, more of that kind of stuff, right? And then we can get a name for a horse. Once you see personality, right? I am really conflicted right now, though, because part of me wants to basically destroy this half of the horse and make it very gruff, rough, like an art kind of piece, while the other side looks more natural and like friendly. But I'm not sure I'm ready to take that step yet and do that to a piece. I've never done it before, and I just don't know what I'm going to run into. And yeah, I don't know yet. So I want to get into the eyes, but I have to get into, we got to clean this stuff up, right? It's all fuzzy and furry. We got to get that stuff kind of cleaned up. Before we get into that, as soon as I can figure out what the heck I'm doing. John's got it. Kickback. I like it. Sold. Yeah, carve the entire body. Well, you know, it does look a bit creaky. Nigel. So 80 grit flap disc, that's what I'm running, guys, just so you know. Keep in mind, this can be way more dangerous than running your chainsaw. All right? Be mindful about the tools you're using. Kick back on that. There's so many different dangerous angles holding that. All right? If you're not ready, you're going all willy-nilly, that thing rips out of your hands and she's gone. Nigel, carve a horse, man. If you have 6 horses, that is an image that's burned in your brain. Right? You're always walking up, right? Patting your horse, ears, nose. Think about all that. Get all your angles printed out. Just a 80 grit flap disc. That's it. It's a quick cleanup. This isn't a request or anything like that. Like, this piece isn't sold, so I'm not going too, I mean, I'm going pretty good on it, but not too awful crazy. A lot of times, you know, you run into all the time and the effort, and then the piece doesn't sell, and that's always annoying. you guys are just tuning in, be sure to give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, leave me a comment. Been on here for a while, we get a lot of people commenting, which is awesome, but those of you just kick back watching, maybe you're not, interacting, and that's totally fine. Just give me a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, you could. Sanding discs. Yeah, they do, man. This animal, the orange, that one can get a little scary. Because, we're all about safety. We take the guards off of things. That's why the fingertips of my gloves look the way they do. It's also why I buy cheap gloves from Harbor Freight. Hey, LD, what's up? Working on a horse caravan. Question, I mentioned it earlier, right? For people that might be interested in merch, is right here while you guys are watching on the screen, is there a merch bar? Can you guys see it? Or does it just show like a handle basket thing down here? Or is there a bar with like a hoodie and a shirt on it? Is there anything like that? Just trying to promote swag. Obviously, you guys don't have to buy it. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just wondering if it shows on your end. I mean, unless you want to buy something. No? Alright. I don't know what the deal is with that. Huh. T-shirts, hoodies. I don't even have hats on there. This is something I made up a while back. T-shirts, hoodies, coffee cups, stuff like that. Doesn't show. Oh yeah, hey, no pressure. I'm just wondering if everybody, stand with me. I don't know if it's gonna pause. Stay with me. Right now it says I have two. Says I have a hoodie tagged to the live stream. Ha! Now, does that show? It'll say logo merch classic pullover hoodie through spring. Oh yeah, no way, CJ. No way, man. Alright, it does show up. Alright. I want to work on some other stuff though that doesn't necessarily have this logo. I want to work on some other designs with chainsaws and different things like that. And get some different designs out there. Listen, Cody. With a different team. Listen, we'll do something that says stuff, and then I'll make my logo super tiny. Okay? Yeah. Alright. I just made an adjustment. It had said it was up there earlier, but I couldn't see anything. Sometimes trying to figure out new things on here can be a little weird. So but I got to work on some designs, hopefully. It says shop. Yeah. So like I think if you click it, it'll take you to the shop where there's other, t-shirts, long sleeve, hoodie, coffee cups, stickers, a bunch of different stuff on there. Also, Harold Dryden. Did you ask me who cuts my hair? That wouldn't be bad, man. That wouldn't be too bad, right? Carved from one. That might be doable. I might be. I try to keep it clean, and I mean that'd be pretty clean still, right? I think I can make that happen. But the same, I'll work on it. I'll see what I can do. I crack a joke about who cuts my hair, but honestly, a barber does. So, a guy that watches some of my work, so I don't want to bust his chops. You know what I mean? The problem is I go like once a month, and he's always like, "Dude, you got to get in here like twice a month at least. Let me touch that up." Like, nah, I'm busy, man. You know, because then I end up with this crazy mop. It's due though. It's hot. This thing is due. I gotta do something with this. All right, we're gonna mess around here. See if we can mess these eyes up, ruin this whole piece. Nah. Hail Dryden. Man, I'm telling you right there, man. Underwear that says carved from one log. It's probably going to happen now. And I'll be like the HD line. It'll be even better. It'll be great. It'll be great. Just wear the Bob. Yeah, but if I wear the Bob Ross wig on all my videos, then it's not the great effect when we just do it once in a while. You know what I mean? I know that'd be my niche. That'd be my thing, though, right? Everybody'd love it then if I did it all the time. Mad cracks. LEDs dealing with carvings with mad cracks. Instead of filling them in constantly, I've seen some use wood pieces to connect, like a tie strap. Ray, wood cracks are a constant problem. Just try just using hardwood. Okay, guys, all I carve is pine. That's it. That's what I carve. I carve pine. Okay? It's gonna crack. Don't have it out in the sun. Like, if you carve it that day in the sun, don't have it directly in the sun, just drying the next day. Sunshine is gonna make these things crack super fast. So like this piece, this log's been down for like a year or so, right? It's got a couple rot spots even because it was touching the ground for like a year. Actually, probably 2 years, this one. There's still some moisture in it. Is it gonna crack? Possibly. Learn to carve your pieces different. I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but you gotta learn to carve your pieces a little bit different. Like, look at where the knot is on top of the log. So this was a solid piece when we started, big solid log. The center, not the knot, I'm sorry, the center of this log was over here. So when this dries, it's gonna dry away from the center, potentially putting a crack, hopefully just in the back. Now, if you get big pine logs, quarter them. Cut them into quarters, lay that log down, use your big saw, cut it in half, flip that half over, cut it in half again. Now you have quarters. Quartered log. That horse head's a quartered log. You'll minimize your cracking. And then when you carve, put the face toward the outside of the log, I think it is. I don't remember now. One side or the other, and it'll shrink in, and the other side will pull out, and it'll minimize face cracks, putting them near the back. They're usually very minimal if you quarter a big log. It all cracks. It really does. It all cracks. Unless you've got logs, you keep them off the ground several years. Even then, wood only dries 1 inch per year. 1 inch of thickness per year air drying. So, I mean, you're not even getting dry logs after they sit for a couple years. You're getting those couple layers that sometimes rot or get bugs or whatever because they've been sitting. So, I carve whatever. If it's been down, cool. If it's dry, cool. If it's wet, whatever. Just carve it. It is what it is. If it's wet, I do more torching and burning to dry these outer layers for paint and detail work if need be. It's a battle. It is. And then what I do is I tell customers on custom orders, they get it back to me, I'll repair it, they got to pick it up. If it's an on-site work, there's a little fee, but nothing crazy. If I don't have to drive a super long distance, I'll come and fix it. So it just kind of depends. Things like this, I'm not fixing those cracks. It's a waste of time. I didn't get paid enough money to also fix them. But in a custom order, someone's paying several $100s in a piece, get it back to me. If you can't lift it up, then it's a little bit of a fee and I'll come out and I'll fix it on site. But those carvings need to sit 1, 2, 3 years. So I get a nice big crack or several little cracks and we come through. Gorilla Glue. This one, where it looks like honey in it, right? Take that Gorilla Glue, cut wedges ahead of time, spray the crack with a little bit of water, put Gorilla Glue in, hammer your wedges in. Not a ton, but enough so they stay. Let it all set up and foam everywhere, come back, recarve, repaint. That's why I do more painted carvings than burn carvings. It's tough to fix a burn carving. You can see your fix. If it's painted, your fix is almost non-existent when you're done. So, just some stuff to think about. Man, we've been on here, 2 hours? Whew. All right, so I got a little more detail left on these eyes. We got to go into some sanding. Saburrtooth Whisper Burr in the die grinder, right, guys? Just going back through you guys' comments. Yeah, I mean, elm and oak, absolutely reliable, sure. If you want to pump carvings out, though, you know, you got to spend more time and money on chains and bars. You'll burn them up quicker, too, on hardwood. Some people do like a weathered crack look. They don't mind. They say, hey, it's wood. I can see it's wood. No big deal. Midnight in UK, Nigel. All right. Thanks for hanging out, man. I get it. I mean, it is only midnight. What's the big deal? Yeah, carve it, man. They're in your life. You see them all the time. You could do it. So this Gorilla Glue, the foaming kind that looks like honey, I believe this is meant to be outdoors. It's not supposed to get watered down. If you get the wood glue that's white like wood glue or yellow like wood glue, that's different. That's a whole different story. 5? Who needs 5? All you need are 4. It's tough functioning on a 4 or 5 hour day, that is for sure. Bonds virtually everything. That's what this says. Waterproof, indoor, outdoor. That's what I use when I'm fixing cracks. Yes, you do, Nigel. Hopefully you're on the Facebook page. You can share with everybody. Cal Hall Woodworker, new carvers. Got to answer all the questions to get in the group, though. Helicopter time. I don't have the right torch head on my torch. I had changed it out for those big horses and never swapped it back. So we ain't gonna burn it tonight, fellas. Oh, I'll give you guys an overall look. I'm gonna get these chaps off. Sweating like crazy. Crazy sweating. Nah, because I end up painting and stuff. I burn it to remove the fur and the fuzz from carving and sanding that's left over because the piece is still a little wet, a little green. I never heard of that Sugi burn until Jordy started doing it. It's just, I don't personally have a need for it. So like if I do that, we're gonna lose the eyelid on the horse. We're gonna lose like detail work we just did. Now I could do it ahead of time, right? And then come back through and recarve it and then do another light burn to add texture and color back. But a lot of times there's a lot of moisture in here. In order to get that good deep burn, it's gonna take several minutes and I don't wanna waste time on it, to be honest. Right, so I took some weight out of the head all the way through, nice void. Again, if this is a custom order, I'd spend some more time sanding on it, cleaning it up. You got the nostrils tucked in there a little bit carved out of those. Tough spot to get in there though. Give you guys all the profiles here. Thank you. And honestly, this wasn't a planned out piece. There's no planning. This was just, I was gonna do a bear sitting with honey, and then it just kind of like morphed into, yeah, it's standing right now. Whoa. I can show you this actually. We were discussing how to fur, right? And using a dime tip bar. So this is a dime tip bar modified for this saw. Dangerous stuff, right? Whatever. You get in here though, and you're scraping with the nose to get your hair or your furring technique, because they're not straight cuts. Right? So for the fur, they're not straight cuts. You're using the side of the bar. See, they're not square. You know what I mean? Square cut. My initials, right? A couple square cuts in there. Furring though, there's a little bit of a square cut on the back. See that deep one? Furring and hair, very similar. Furring, short strokes, right? Hair. You're drawing it out, and usually you do more overlapping, but like I don't want to spend too much more time on this piece. So usually you do some more. You're layering and layering and layering. You're giving it dimension and depth and detail and all that kind of stuff. So, whew. I got asked who cuts my hair. Nobody. I gotta get that done. Nobody lately. Glad you stayed. Glad you stayed. I will try to get this wrapped up probably, what the heck is today? Monday. Tomorrow's 4th of July, so Wednesday, and I'll try to get a video short out at some point so you guys can at least see it like with a little bit of color and, you know, kind of finished and stuff. But I'm gonna head out of here in a minute, guys. I appreciate all you that watched. If you are here and you didn't give me a thumbs up, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all. Make sure YouTube notifications are on, guys. You won't miss future uploads and when I go live. Appreciate everybody who's been on tonight, chatting, hanging out. Really do appreciate you guys. I always love having conversations and answering questions. You're welcome, John. You guys out in Wales, get some sleep. Out in the UK. For us in the US, happy 4th of July tomorrow. Stay safe out there. Keep carving. Keep gripping and ripping, guys. And have a good one. I'll see you guys later. Bye.